this is the Shutter community call. We are now all here. User, can you speak? So we're sure we can hear you.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, this is amazing. Wow. Okay, so I'm Tatu. I do communications, community work at BrainBot, contributing to Shutter. With me is Luis, the product manager at BrainBot, contributing to Shutter. Yusra, front end, you're a developer. I'm not entirely sure of your title. Maybe you can share that later. So let's hop over to updates and some overview of the progress that has been happening for Shutter by Luis.
There's a crazy failure mode again. So yeah, but now everyone hears me, yeah, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, to reiterate. So we have the Gnosis Chain, Shutterized Gnosis Chain upcoming release, the engine room, sort of in the final stretches of developing and then releasing. And to reiterate, it's focused really on stability, performance, and that sort of transparency and insight into the system that comes with the dashboard that user will walk through. So especially on the performance side, we've never really announced this, but actually we were able to, in the last couple of weeks, we're able to bring down the latency by sort of an order of magnitude, actually, depending on the network topology, from sort of 5 seconds to 0.5 seconds. So that's actually pretty huge. And that release will hopefully finally bring sort of this ability and insight into the Shutterized Gnosis Chain release, such that it can actually have an impact on people's perception and that it can serve as a really good role model for other implementations or even Ethereum mainnet integration. And it'll be followed up by Nethermind's official integration into their official client branch, which again will give Shutter that a lot more credence and weight as being an official integration, essentially, into Nethermind client. An update on shielded voting on Snapshot. So we are now up to close to 290,000 cumulative votes cast, as well as over 3,600 cumulative proposals, as shielded and encrypted proposals, and we have a new dashboard developed by which specifically for the snapshot shielded voting integration, and you can see everything here in terms of how many votes are cast and shielded votes. Yeah, and in the same spirit, we have the snapshot new front end release, which a lot more vertically integrates all the governance functions and makes Snapshot, I think, brings Snapshot a lot closer to an actual full sort of governance and treasury management solution. And Shutter is again part of this. For example, as you see here, the Arbitrum DAO using Shutter here, and it's beautifully integrated into this new interface. And they also released Snapshot X, which is also pretty exciting as a sort of on-chain and cross-chain governance solution. And soon also Shutter will hopefully be part of that as well. And then I just want to highlight as well the staking V1 system is finished, as well as the audit. So by another company, by another auditor, and this means development work for staking is essentially done, and we're just waiting for sort of finalizing how it'll be hosted by Blockful, and then it's ready to go, essentially. Yeah. And we'll also take this moment to just mention and highlight that there are now 4 dev houses really actively working on Shutter. So that's Blockful, who are the dev house and retainer and developing the staking implementation. BrainBot, which is an originally Ethereum core developer, and is developing the Shutter core protocol and some of the integrations. Is Isotropic, which is a Web2 dev house actually, but they have won the bid to develop the OLAS AI agent stress testing and simulation framework for the encrypted mempool and Gnosis chain. And then a Polycrypt, which is a very academically very smart sort of developer-focused dev house, which are working on the TEE or SGX integration for Shutter and combining TEEs and factorial encryption to reduce the trust assumption in Shutter and make it even safer, essentially. So yeah, that as an overview of some of the milestones. Still a little bit in the summer heads down working mode, but very soon there will be this new release and more upcoming things in the works, again, by these 4 awesome dev houses.
Thank you, Louis. That was a good brief introduction into the progress that has been happening. And part of the progress is, of course, the upcoming dashboard. This is a big thing in the sense that people and users will actually be able to see more of what happens with the encrypted transactions. And with that, Yusra, please do give us a brief introduction to yourself, and you are ready to share your screen and give us a preview. So this is still under development. This is going to be a preview. This is not a final version. It's not, production ready. We'll share more about that. Be sure to subscribe to the Shutter blog if you have not yet for updates on when the dashboard is available. So let's hear it from you, Yusra.
Thank you, Tatu. Hi, everyone. My name is Yusra, and I recently joined the Shutter team as a software engineer to help with the development work. And we're all very happy as we reach this milestone of showcasing the result of deploying Shutter to the Gnosis chain. And the whole team has been working on this dashboard to show numbers from the Shutter project. And I will share my screen. If you see it.
Yep, got it.
Cool. So we thought about 3 pages, a system overview page that has a high-level overview of the system numbers. So, for example, we have an idea of how many validators are running Shutter amongst the whole number of validators. We have a transaction overview that shows how many transactions were successfully executed and the percentage amongst, again, all the transactions. We have some information about the keepers, and a user can have a look at the inclusion time overview over the last month. So this is just the design that I'm showing you here. With the numbers are not actually real. We're still working on the development, but so the user can see here the historical inclusion time, so that they have an idea of how much time it takes for a transaction from the time it is submitted to the time it is included in a block. So we thought about this first system overview page, and then we have a slot overview page where we will show more details about the slot progression. So here we will be showing the current epoch, which is a time representation of where we have different slots, which are 5 seconds interval, where a slot is a time period where a block can be proposed. And we will see here all the slots that we have and which ones are shutterized slots. Which slots have will be proposed by some validators that's running Shutter. So this gives an idea to a user when their transaction could be included. And it also shows the latest sequencer and user transactions. And we also have a more detailed transaction overview where when a user submits a transaction, they can see its status, if it was included or not, what's if it's not included, what's the estimation inclusion time, and after it is included, the effective inclusion time, and they will have access to their user transaction hash and the sequencer transaction, which is this transaction that contains the encrypted transaction data. So that's about it for now. More interfaces will come as we go, but this is what we will be showcasing fast, and we look forward to having this dashboard live. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Yusra, for the preview of the dashboard. That was interesting, and just be sure to keep an eye out for that going live in the coming weeks. As we've now been discussing some of the progress that has been made and a little bit of what's coming with the dashboard, let's hear from Luis. So what's happening on fully homomorphic encryption, TEE, anything else, any updates on what might be upcoming?
Yeah, I mean, nothing specific to announce, so don't get your hopes up here. But definitely lots of things cooking under the hood. So there is sort of this new, I would say, a strategic research track with our new colleague Andreas, who is a postdoc and specialized in advanced cryptography, as well as the rest of the team. And definitely kind of researching, conceptualizing about these topics, right? So advanced cryptography, TEEs, and also shelter for L1 concepts and proposal commitments, which we recently announced the R&D partnership with Chainbound, who are building this pre-confirmation and proposal commitment infrastructure. So again, nothing specific to announce, but I think that it's still early, but we think there's this unique opportunity. I would say stars are aligned in some way to combine multiple streams and multiple concepts into one, and really reignite the discussion around mempool and transaction encryption for Ethereum mainnet. So if you guys are familiar with Shutterized past kind of research work and conceptual work, there was the Shutterized Beacon chain announced, I'll say around 2 years ago, and that was still conceptualized for the older non-PBS transaction supply chain. And I think it's due for an update and to integrate into the current PBS supply chain, and also really take it to the next level in terms of cryptography and cryptographic primitives, and pairing that with practical steps on how to get it actually into the Ethereum mainnet, because I think people are really getting frustrated by the current MEV and transaction supply chain. She lists all the intermediaries and trust assumptions that are going into the transaction supply chain today with RPCs, searchers, relays, builders, proposers. So even if someone who doesn't fully understand the entire MEV supply chain, it's just even someone not really familiar with this can say that it definitely is too complex and just intransparent and private order flows on the rise. So it's really not really a friendly environment for normal traders, and also for sophisticated traders. Sophisticated traders, I mean sort of large traders who just cannot navigate a dark forest and weird environment like this, even maybe for compliance or regulatory reasons. So I think there's a level of frustration and a level of brokenness of the MEV transaction supply chain, and also a level of censorship by builders and relays, especially that combined with some of recent, I would say, technical advancements and really interesting cryptography primitives on the rise, and things like proposer commitments that I think make it a really interesting sort of time and window of opportunity to fix it, right, and to build something interesting that in the spirit of encryption and in the spirit of base layer neutrality and information symmetry and better privacy, and to just kind of level up Ethereum. I think it's a general topic as well. So Ethereum being fragmented more and more with L2s, and it doesn't really work out with interoperability. I think there's somewhat of a push towards let's improve the L1, and let's level up to be more competitive against things like Solana or other L1s that have recently have a more stable or more up-to-date L1 essentially. And we think the encryption part should be part of this, because that really gives an edge in terms of base neutrality, and base neutrality is essentially, in our view, the core value proposition of a public blockchain, right? If you don't need base neutrality, might as well go to a more efficient centralized exchange solution. But then again, why even have Ethereum, right?
Yeah, that's a good question. And of course, like you mentioned, there are things related to trading and such, when then this goes much broader than just MEV or such issues. This is more of the core principles of blockchain. For those of you who don't know, ETH Milan had a successful vote proposal on Shutterized 0x36 for the DAO to sponsor ETH Milan, and that was approved by the community. So Shutter DAO 0x36 and Shutter Network will be sponsoring this nice event in Milan, Italy. So Shutter was there last year. From what I hear from Luis, it was a very nice event. And this time, since it is the community and the DAO sponsoring this event, the DAO has free tickets that it's actually giving away. So if you are around or interested in going to ETH Milan, hop on over to the Shutter forum. There's a thread where you can apply for a free ticket. There's 10 tickets that the DAO is giving away. It's a simple process. Post your application. The community members vote on yes, no, accepting it. It's on a rolling basis, so be quick. And then, get a free ticket if you're interested in going. And also here for September, we have the Shutter Network Retro Rewards, which is a content creation program. If you want to learn more, head over here to the Shutter Discord, check out the Retro Rewards section, and introducing Shutter Retro Rewards program post for more details. This will be recurring program. So for September, there's a reward pool of 40,000 SHU tokens. Those who contribute will go and be part of the vote at the end of the month, where the most impactful contributors will be rewarded from this pool based on the vote. So the reward will be distributed based on the impact that the voters decide. All right, well, then I'm going to say thank you both for joining. And as always, Shutter community calls happen every 2 weeks. Next one is going to be on September 26th. And that time we are going to be talking more about the staking. So this is the staking, the version 1 coming, and it will be where SHU token holders can stake tokens to the keepers. To learn more, join us, and hope to see you next time. Thanks and bye.
Thanks.
Thank you.